Okay, Tench Hut. We staggered upright, and he looked at us expectantly. "Fuck you, sir," came the familiar, tired chorus. Louder. "Fuck you, sir." One of the Army's less inspired morale devices. That's better. Don't forget pre-dawn maneuvers tomorrow. Chop at 0330, first formation 0400. Anybody sacked after 0340 owes 1 stripe. Dismissed. I zipped up my coverall and went across the snow to the lounge for a cup of soya and a joint. I'd always been able to get by on 5 or 6 hours of sleep, and this was the only time I could be by myself, out of the Army for a while. Looked at the news facts for a few minutes. Another ship got caulked out by Aldebaran sector. That was 4 years ago. They were mounting a reprisal fleet, but it'll take 4 years more for them to get out there. By then, the Taurans would have every portal planet sewed up tight. Back at the billet, everybody else was sacked, and the main lights were out. The whole company'd been dragging ever since we got back from the 2-week lunar training. I dumped my clothes in the locker, checked the roster, and found out I was in bunk 31. God damn it, right under the heater. I slipped through the curtain as quietly as possible so as not to wake up the person next to me. Couldn't see who it was, but I couldn't have cared less. I slipped under the blanket. "You're late, Mandella," a voice yawned. It was Roger's. "Sorry I woke you up," I whispered. "'S all right." She snuggled over and clasped me spoon fashion. She was warm and reasonably soft. I patted her hip in what I hoped was a brotherly fashion. "Night, Rogers." "Good night, Stallion." She returned the gesture more pointedly. "Why do you always get the tired ones when you're ready, and the randy ones when you're tired?" I bowed to the inevitable. Chapter 2. "All right, let's get some goddamn back into that. Stringer team, move it up. Move your ass up." A warm front had come in about midnight, and the snow had turned to sleet. The permaplast stringer weighed 500 pounds and was a bitch to handle, even when it wasn't covered with ice. There were 4 of us, 2 at each end, carrying the plastic girder with frozen fingertips. Rogers was my partner. "Steel!" the guy behind me yelled, meaning that he was losing his hold. It wasn't steel, but it was heavy enough to break your foot. Everybody let go and hopped away. It splashed slush and mud all over us. "God damn it, Petrov," Rogers said. "Why didn't you go out for the Red Cross or something? This fucking thing's not that fucking heavy." Most of the girls were a little more circumspect in their speech. Rogers was a little butch. "All right, get a fucking move on, Stringers. Epoxy team! Dog 'em, dog 'em!" Our 2 epoxy people ran up, swinging their buckets. "Let's go, Mandella. I'm freezing my balls off." "Me too," the girl said with more feeling than logic. 1, 2, heave! We got the thing up again and staggered toward the bridge. It was about 3/4 completed. Looked as if the 2nd platoon was going to beat us. I wouldn't give a damn, but the platoon that got their bridge built first got to fly home. 4 miles of muck for the rest of us, and no rest before chop. We got the stringer in place, dropped it with a clank, and fitted the static clamps that held it to the rise beams. The female half of the epoxy team started slopping glue on it before we even had it secured. Her partner was waiting for the stringer on the other side. The floor team was waiting at the foot of the bridge, each one holding a piece of the light, stressed permaplast over his head, like an umbrella. They were dry and clean. I wondered aloud what they had done to deserve it, and Rogers suggested a couple of colorful but unlikely possibilities. We were going back to stand by the next stringer when the field first, name of Dougalstein, but we called him All Right, blew a whistle and bellowed, "All right, soldier boys and girls, 10 minutes. Smoke 'em if you got 'em." He reached into his pocket and turned